Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chefs to Watch. Today, we have a special two for the price of one. We have two chefs with us today from the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota. We've got Nathalie, Etienne, and Cesar, Santiago. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
for having
morning.
us. Good morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. And I had done a story over the summer about you guys being part of this farmers market. And I'll be sure to put a link down below so people can read a little bit more about that. But I wanted to talk about that first. Like what went on with that? And you got to kind of be out in the community. How did it all come about?
It all came about by our director here for Morrison Healthcare wanting to expose the company. We've been here in Rochester for so many years, and there's little exposure. They really don't know who runs food service here in the hospitals and different areas of the country and the world, to be honest. So going to the farmers market where there's a lot of foot traffic, there's a lot of people to see us and to talk to us and to get that exposure for the company right now with the pandemic and everything that's going on in the world, was part of the really big picture that we had. Plus making food and exposing our culinary skills and just using what they had in the farmers markets from close areas of Minnesota was a really big plus for us.
Oh yeah, very cool. So what were some of the things that you had a booth where you were doing kind of chef's table, like action stuff happening. So what were some of the dishes that you created?
Also, we make this refreshing ceviche, and we also make what it was
It was a
tomato,
ricotta and
tomato.
heirloom tomato
Yeah,
salad.
and
Everything was from the farmers markets. We didn't have to bring anything from a store, which was really great to get local, fresh ingredients that everyone there was able to actually purchase as well.
Right. And it's so nice in the summer to have those tomatoes. It's like we're just coming to the end of it now, but talk a little bit more about that ceviche because that was interesting to me.
That
the
was his baby.
yeah, no, we were thinking about the day before of planning, what we should have and what we should serve, easy to make and actually control the temperature of the food and that kind of stuff. And we come out with this ceviche idea, and we went and to shop in the farmers market. They have all these cucumbers and tomatoes and cilantro and all that stuff. We put it together with some little touch of salt and lemon juice, and it was great. It turned out very great, and people love it.
They
Yeah,
loved
they
it a
loved
lot.
it. Yeah, so it was
Right.
great.
Yeah, and then there was playing on ceviche with like pickling fish or
Mhm.
raw products since we didn't want to
Yeah,
have any
Yeah.
food getting out of temp or
yeah.
spilling. We just used all raw vegetables. It was only seasoned with salt and pepper and fresh produce. So to have those flavors be brought out to light with the simplest amount of seasonings was perfect. He did a really great job on that. He cut everything off and I dished them out for him.
We run out.
We did. We
People
ran
love
out
it.
early and people were
Yeah.
like, where is it? And we're like, we're so sorry. That's it. They don't have any more for us.
Very cool. That's a sign of you've done something good. Absolutely.
Another thing that I want to point out too, it was great to be up there because we part of being up there was to right now, like Natalie said, it's so hard with the staffing, so we have to so being up there and show who we are, what we do, and actually at the same time try to uh have people, be interested to apply for and working with us, and it was amazing.
Right, right. And it kind of ties in with like the health of people in the community because being in a healthcare setting, you guys know what food can do and how it can be medicine. And people are really starting to come around to realize that. So, did you have any kind of connections there at the farmers market where people were like, I can try this at home, or you felt like you'd help somebody?
Yeah, a lot of people were asking like, "Hey, tell me more about this ceviche. I really liked it. Can you share the recipe?" And we can talk with the community about the recipe too. So that
Yeah.
was
And then they
something.
were extremely surprised on how simple it was to make. Every single item came from the farmer's market. We
Mhm.
didn't use any crazy techniques, any fancy equipment. It was a chopping board, a knife, and a bowl, and a spoon. That was
That
it.
was, yeah.
Any non-professional chef could make this at home with ease and not have to worry about, am I able to actually make this and produce this the same way any professional would? So it was great
Yeah.
to show them that good recipes, simple recipes, things that are good for you are so easy to be made, but you just have to not be so scared to produce them.
Right. Because it is, people get intimidated for sure. And they're just like, oh, I don't know, I can't do this. But so it's awesome to be hands-on and to show them. And you guys also kind of use this as a way maybe to like recruit some new people. Like, how did that go?
It was great with a lot of individuals not knowing the company here in town, and for us to be there to talk about our experiences working for Morrison Healthcare with our everyday lives and finding that work and life balance. It was really great for them to not be so scared of working for a hospital or working for patients or retail, which is the experience that we both have. Was more approachable to them than just applying for a job online. And we
That's
could tell them what their daily task would be if they were to apply and gain a position, and just kind of make it a little bit more relatable to their everyday.
Yeah, because labor is such a big issue continuing for everybody in the food service industry. So that's awesome to be able to get out there and say, hey, this is a good place to work. Morrison Healthcare doing good stuff. That's cool.
It actually works. Like after being there, like we see a lot of application come through. So that's
It was great.
It was great.
It was successful.
Yeah,
We did what we had to do.
Yeah.
very cool. That really works. So how did you guys get into it? Natalie, what's your kind of origin story? How did you get into this?
My origin story was that the week previous to this, it started raining really badly. So my boss actually told me, "Oh, can you do it on your next weekend?" Um, so it was fun. I've always enjoyed doing any kind of like chef tables or exposing myself to something new. I was just telling Cesar earlier today that I did a farm to table dinner this past weekend in St. Charles with a friend of mine, hosted a 7-course meal with everything from someone's backyard to less than 10 miles away. So that exposure to having better health, having locally sourced food, and just making some really great nutritious food out of things that aren't bought from a store.
Yeah, yeah. So did you start out in the healthcare field or did you have some other culinary jobs elsewhere?
I started off in hospitality for a hotel,
Okay.
and COVID got me to work in the healthcare field. But I used to work for Marriott International a few years ago, so that was really the main focus of my culinary history,
Gotcha. And
weddings and that sort of thing.
gotcha. And what about you, Caesar? How did you get started being a chef?
How did it start to be a chef? Well, I came in United States in 2006, and I started actually in hospitality as well. I started as a housekeeping back in one of the hotel, Comfort Hotel, and then I moved up and work on Chipotle. Then little by little, I learned all the stuff that I know to this point. I work for the Marriott as well, which is kind of great. Yeah. 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 So I work in banquets. So yeah, it's amazing. And I got this opportunity here at Morrison Healthcare with Mayo Clinic. And it's been great. I've been here. I started in 2017. I started as a cook. Then I got promoted as a supervisor. Then they moved me up to a sous chef. And actually, it's amazing how the progress been for me and all the help that I've been receiving for everyone. I mean, like you say, I was talking with somebody, with some friends, and I've been like, hey, yeah. So if I have question about something, you have the tools in this company because someone in the company have the answer for it.
Yeah.
So that's a great. That's great.
Yeah, that it's so important to help each other out and to feel when you're working somewhere to feel like, hey, there's somebody that I can ask if I'm not sure about this. So what are you guys looking forward to for the fall? It's like it's coming. Today is like the first day of fall. So what have you guys got planned on the culinary side?
We actually, while we were looking over the talking points earlier, we both realized that fall isn't our favorite season whatsoever. Pumpkin spice is not it. Don't care for it, but I think for this season is finding warmth in cuisines and getting a little bit more wholesome ingredients, a little more items that kind of make you feel warm and comfortable for the seasons that are coming. Thanksgiving, Christmas, family oriented.
Oh yeah.
And just kind of like cleaning out all of your freezer items, I feel would be a really big one. It doesn't have to be anything pumpkin or cinnamon or butternut squash, but definitely doing a little bit more heartier meals is definitely something that my family would gravitate towards too at this point.
Yeah. For me, I like to go actually to one of the what is it? One of the farmers right here in town where we can get some apples and kind of see the pumpkin patch, and that's something that I look forward every year. And take my daughter with me and kind of like show her all those little things, and also enjoy the little time of the season. I mean, I'm not really big fan of fall. I'm from Mexico, and down there is like 80,
Fall every summer.
80, yeah, really 80 degrees. So it's really hot, but I enjoy it too. So with my daughter, she love it, and that's what matters there. So
It's such a different climate, and Minnesota is the real deal for winter because it's like here in Cleveland, like we're very tough and we expect a cold winter too, but it's like, oh, Minneapolis, I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah,
Natalie, so are you originally from somewhere not in the area too?
Yes, so I relocated from Florida before
Oh,
coming to Rochester, and then we're from warm climates. I was born in Haiti, and I moved here in 2005, so my body is very tropical, but I do enjoy winter. I love the cold. I can't wait. Bundle up like a little Eskimo. I'm ready for it.
nice, nice.
play with the snow.
Play with the snow.
Yeah, that's the key. Yeah, play
Oh,
with
yeah,
it.
so you guys can both probably remember the first time that you saw snow in person, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
And I'm sure I still have a video somewhere on my phone of it experiencing like actual downpour snow. And I'm like, is this real? I'm trying to catch it.
Yeah.
Everyone around me is looking at me like I have lost my entire mind. And I'm like, I grew up in a hot state. And then before that, I was born in a hot country. So of course this is surreal to me. But it was great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
me
so
too.
cool.
I remember walking to home one day and then see the
Of
snow
just out
coming
of
down, and
nowhere.
I'm like, I only see these things on the movies. So it was different. It's definitely an experience. So
That's so cool. I love that. And it seems like both of you guys, I'm sure, bring a lot of your home country's cuisines into what you're doing now, right?
Definitely.
yes, actually we have a chef week. Uh, last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last
last
week.
week. So I came up with a recipe that we execute here in Mayo Clinic Tuesday, Wednesday last week. Something really homemade is pozole. That's a typical Mexican food that we have there, and especially on some special occasions, I would say. So
Yeah,
it was amazing to see good comments about it. So
that is a good soup. And
uh-huh.
what's something from Haiti that you've made, Natalie?
I haven't had the time to make anything here for the hospital, but anytime I have friends over, I usually try to make a traditional dish for them. I have a coworker here, Kelly, her husband's Haitian, and he's been dying to get a little bit more Haitian cuisine here in Minnesota. So he is next on my dinner plans to invite over.
Very cool. Yeah, I would think it might be hard to find Haitian cuisine in
How
Minnesota.
I found there's a mixture of Jamaican and Cuban that kind of gets you close to home right across campus. So it's always good to grab a plate there when I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic and missing home.
Yeah, very cool. All right. Well, I definitely want to keep up with you guys. Like, this is just the start. We are going to be following up, seeing what you guys do. So happy to have you here. Thank you so much for being chefs to watch, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank
Hey,
you
you
so
too.
much.
Thank
We had a
you.
great time.